Greetings and salutations.
Welcome to Unlocked Radio, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday, April something.
7th.
Is it 7th, 2014? Yeah, there's some April foolishness going on in the entire, well, I guess everywhere, really. I don't know. Are there any countries that don't do, like, what countries don't do April Fools?
Ethiopia.
Well,
I think, I'm not sure, that someone may actually be like, hey, here's a Hot Pocket box. There's a rock in there.
oh,
I got no idea. Have you ever tried Ethiopian food? Because neither have they.
oh, that's rough.
So
Like
is my
I said,
shit if I have a lot
April.
of-
This is the month of April foolishness, and here at Unlocked Radio, we are going to be kind of going over, well, dumb stuff. As you could have told from last week, we're just kind
Just some
of,
poor boys.
yeah, we're putting it on shuffle,
Shuffle, Ricky.
and just kind of going over whatever just seems to amuse us at the time, instead of trying to worry about something really specific and trying
And
to
then
keep to
me
an
running
agenda.
off track.
On
like always.
yeah. Well, again, like I
Romans,
said.
countrymen, lend me your bandwidth.
All right, let's see. Unlocked Radio, by the way, you already know the drill. Facebook.com/Unlocked Radio, YouTube.com/Unlocked Radio to watch previous episodes. Follow us on Twitter at Unlocked Radio. No underscores, no dots, no nothing. Just at Unlocked Radio, all one word. You can go to unlockedradio.com if you missed any of that. It also has we have reruns of our shows on there, as well as links to everything that we talked about here. You can go to www.mscradionetwork.com to check out our show and other shows on the Morning Show Central Radio Network, like High on Sports, which will be coming after us, and then everything in between after that. You can go to MSC Radio or MSC. Yeah, is it MSCRadioNetwork.com/watch or morningshowcentral.com/watch?
Morningshowcentral.com/watch.
Yeah, that's it. Morningshowcentral.com/watch to watch us live if you're listening to us on the go right now. If you're on the website and you're not listening to us on the go, you can listen to us on your smartphones by downloading the TuneIn Radio app, searching for Morning Show Central, and then there we are. You can listen to us right there, and you plug it into your car, and you listen to us everywhere. We're coming out of every single speaker.
Especially during rush hour traffic, because apparently our guests tonight could not make it due to traffic stipulations. Understandable, seeing as there's inclement weather. Yes, I'm using big words.
Inclement weather.
I do have some vocabulary.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot there, but it exists. I'm trying to open up chat right now. My computer's deciding it doesn't
Yes,
like the internet here.
morningshowcentral.com/watch will enable us to able to not only watch us live and look at our lovely little faces, but you can also join the chat, which requires no registration, no password, anything.
You just type in a random username and just hit enter, and
Right.
it logs you in and says that that's your username.
You can put in your name so that we know who you are, or you can just put in ilikebutts.com or something, whatever you really want to do, and then there you are. You can just,
Yeah.
so you can do some tomfoolery, whatever you really want.
Speaking of tomfoolery, I remember a drunk squirrel hitting a gargoyle with a frying pan. That was some tomfoolery.
That is tomfoolery. That is tomfoolery of the highest standard.
It's also my favorite game, which I haven't talked about in like a month.
Oh my god. Well, you'll probably have plenty of time to talk about it today, because today we're going over for April foolishness kind of deal. We are going over more of the amusing games and things of that nature, things that have but not necessarily happen to be just comedy games, because there aren't that many of those, but our favorite, most amusing moments in said games, even glitches in certain things, like playing Skate and getting hit by a car and somehow flying like 400 miles across the map.
Yeah, good times.
Or going to or going to manual up a half pipe and having the half pipe move with you. Those kinds of things happen in games every now and again.
Wall riding 1/3 of a mile. Physics.
Yeah, physics. They happen. Certain things of that nature that happen all the time. We'll be going over some of that. So if you guys have any moments, any hilarious gaming moments that you can think of, either things that happened while you were gaming or moments inside the actual game that are actually like hilariously scripted lines.
Yeah, like the time I accidentally gave a chick the angry dragon. She was blowing me while I was playing a game, and I got really pissed off at the fucking boss, and I kind of slammed the control, kind of shook the controller, like fuck, nailed her in the back of the head just as I was finishing, and Out the nose. Anyways.
Things of that nature, or they could just be hilariously bad script, bad scripting, bad dialogue, bad voice acting, what have you.
The entire Deadpool game.
Yeah, certain things like that. The new South Park Stick of Truth, things like that, whatever have you. You can share your opinions with us in the chat, or you can call directly into the show at 888-668-0742 and chat with us live here on the air. Now, I know that Chip is probably going to be fighting the urge to talk about Conker's Bad Fur Day the entire time, so I might as well just give you the floor to go ahead and do that if you so choose.
Actually, I was gonna bring up our original topic was supposed to be the beautiful league thing that they did for like a week, Ultra Rapid Fire. I saw the video for it actually the day after our show last week, so I didn't really get to talk about it then. However, it's a new format with no mana, 80% cooldown reduction, faster movement speed, etc., etc. There basically is no laning phase. Some of the champs that are fucking pathetic and useless otherwise are phenomenal in that format. Others that they nerfed got better because of that format. Others that are in that format have actually been removed from that format, and unfortunately ends tomorrow. So if you haven't played it yet, get your asses in there. I've got a couple recommendations. Garen, because of his silence and spin to win, throw in his ult of Ragnarok, and you can literally kill people in probably about a minute from full health. Don't forget, because spin to win always wins. Unless you're actually playing the real game, then spin to win just does whatever damage you put the Bloodthirster up to. Anyways, so you got options there. I heard Poppy is really good because you can just wall check motherfuckers all day. Cho'Gath is just dangerous because you can eat every 5 minutes. Lux with that laser every 15 or 12 seconds, I think it is. Ridiculous. Like I said, there's a lot of champs out there that are broken as shit in this new format. And honestly, I'm really excited to hear more insight on it, which is why I wanted to have a show about it. Unfortunately, like I said,
the experts weren't able to make it due to traffic and weather.
Experts. I put that in quotes because I don't really believe their validity.
Well, they have a good strategy.
It does have good strategies.
Experts as far as we're concerned, they know more about it than we do. They can share the information. They are the ones who've been playing it all week, basically.
They're the ones that really have limited job and plenty of internet time. So
yeah. And they happen to game a lot. One of them being a previous guest on our show, Bobby Cruz, who happens to do a lot of gaming and make a lot of money. He makes a pretty good amount of money doing it. I don't know, maybe not a pretty good amount of money, but he's made money more than once. He's made money a good amount of times.
He's done what he had to do.
Winning tournaments and everything else. He plays a good various amount of games, not just fighting, so it helps there. See, I'm entirely unfamiliar with this new format that they were going on. Like what exactly were they doing?
Well, like I said, you're eliminating mana on everything. You just didn't have a mana bar. It was unlimited mana, whatever the fuck you wanted.
So just go run amok in God mode?
Pretty much 80% cooldown reduction on all your moves. Well, people like Garen don't use mana anyways. It's literally just cooldown reduction. And the first, literally half of the build that I usually run him with is cooldown reduction. The other half is attack damage. So I'm building a very AD heavy character, specifically because the Bloodthirster stacks with his spin. So, and then you add in a static shiv. Every time he hits, it adds I think 8 to the stack on that, which when it hits 100, it sends out a lightning bolt, which is the equivalent of Volibear's ult. But Garen can do it with the static shiv. If you put the static shiv on Volibear, it just doubles his power. So, really good item. But that's why I really wanted to bring Garen into this, because he literally only cooldowns. So cooldown reduction on him is broken. 80% cooldown reduction literally puts everyone's moves at constant fire. You're literally just running across the keyboard with your fingers like you're playing fucking Mozart. It's ridiculous. It's literally who has the fastest fingers, which I did a lot of Mario Party growing up. So I mean, I got really good at hitting that A button super fast. But yeah, so it really changed the format. A lot of people I know aren't even going into the lane phase on it. And anyone that plays League competitively or even gets to level 30 and runs any ranked whatsoever, you know that there is a laning phase. Hell, even in fucking ARAM, there's a lane phase where you have to try to push the lane and see who's taking where. You have to try to defend your turret, if you're the defensive side, which AKA the side that got moving slowest. Mm-hmm. Or you're the offensive side and you're trying to get through that turret ASAP while killing as many people as you can so you can level up faster and just blow through and not have to worry about the enemy. So it's 50-50 on that. It's literally whoever's fastest gets to the enemy turret quicker, and that's the lane phase. So ARAM, it has one, but it's rough. With Twisted Trees, the lane phase is pretty much the first 10 minutes of the game, and then after that, it's wherever the fuck you are, because it's 3v3, and there's 2 lanes plus a jungle. So you kind of just bounce around. You're not going to put 1-1 and jungle. That doesn't really... I don't know anyone that does that. I do know people that go 2-1, and then one of the ones from the other one jungles occasionally, but they usually don't start jungling until about 10-15 minutes. And anyways, and at that point, lane phase is over, because now you're having people switching lanes, and you're just trying to basically team fight the entire way through it. 3v3 team fights, really, really easy to me, because I always run tankier champs, and one of my friends will almost always run super quick, mass attack power, AD or AP champs. So I just have to stand in the front and take as much damage as I can, piss everybody off, poke them a little bit, and then let my teammate kill him. And hopefully I can flash out before I actually die. So but this is a whole new format. This is absolutely incredible. It's something completely different, and it's based off Summoner's Rift. It's a 5v5, but with spells triggering that fast, it completely changes the game. And the video I watched was actually Team Solo Mid versus Team Cloud9, and 2 pro teams going head to head in a brand new format with absolutely just basic general idea of what it is, and trying to pick their champs from there. I was actually surprised that there was only 1 Lux. I was expecting a Lux on both teams because of that. They did ban 2 champs on the beginning of that, Ryze, and I forgot who the other one was. But Ryze would have been absolutely broken, and I guarantee there would have been 2 Ryzes on the field, 1 on each side, if he wasn't banned out during the premiere of that. So definitely a really interesting format. I recommend you guys, if you haven't played it yet, get out there and play it tonight, tomorrow, whatever. If you got time, run a couple matches. I forgot to put my phone on silent again. Sorry about that. Anyways, but yeah, definitely get out there and definitely start running that. It's a whole different gameplay, and it's amazing. If you like League, you'll love Ultra Rapid Fire.
So my question is, like, with how over the top this sounds, what possessed them to do this? Like,
they wanted to introduce a new format, and I figured
just to change things up.
Kind of, yeah. Because a lot of people are like, well, I like playing League. Unfortunately, a lot of the time I only have 10-15 minutes to play, so I'll play a game at 8 or 20 minutes. So I'll play like ARAM, or I'll play a bot match, just so that I can get my my IP, my bonus IP for the day, and keep going from there. And a lot of people are just like, well, you know what? I have like 15-20 minutes here, 15-20 minutes there, or I got 40 minutes, but I don't know how long a game's gonna last. I don't want to leave out last
like
5
half
minutes.
an hour to an hour sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes they can last up to an hour, and it's like, I don't like people like me. We don't have an hour to spare. So having Ultra Rapid Fire, I'm like, you know what? I can take my laptop.
It's Street Fighter Turbo for League, pretty much.
Yeah, I can take my laptop into the bathroom and play a quick game of Ultra Rapid Fire while I'm taking a shit. So, I mean, like, those games end in 15-20 minutes. So it's literally like ARAM, but I've actually seen ARAM games last 45 minutes to an hour. I've never seen an Ultra Rapid Fire game last more than half an hour. So, like, to me, that's great, because I can actually play now. And without having mana, it definitely makes things a lot more interesting. Also, like I said, the cooldown reduction, because a lot of my favorite champs, they run really, really high cooldown because, well, they don't run mana. So I don't have to build mana-equip items. I can just use energy, or I can use fury, or I can just run off straight cooldown. So having that reduction is phenomenal on that. And then the champs I do run that I run mana, I'm so used to playing champs like Garen, Volibear, where you don't have to really worry about it too much. And then I'll run like Yi or Cho or Ryze, and I'm like, well, shit, I'm out of mana again, because I forgot to build mana items because I'm not used to it. So me bouncing back and forth, Ultra Rapid Fire definitely makes things a lot more streamlined for me playing the champs that I like to play. So
all right, I definitely can understand that. More of a pick up and play kind of deal instead of dedicating that much time to it. Like I said, I likened it in the explanation to like Street Fighter Turbo, which makes it go faster. You're doing all the same things. You're just doing them faster.
Yep.
So you can make the game go quicker. But that definitely makes sense. I was saying, like, why would you like try to overpower everything so you can just fire everything all the time and try to, like, I don't know.
It's just trying to speed up gameplay. That was the main reason. I think that was the main reason they did it. They wanted to release something new.
Instead of just like speeding up the physics of it and making everything just like move faster.
Well, a lot of people actually stopped playing League because they were getting sick of it, because it was the same shit over and over. You have shitty teammates, you have shitty matchups, you get, you're placed. I've actually gotten matched up against like all level 30s, and I'm level 22 on my main account. So my other account is level 30. But like I've actually gone in with my 22, and I got matched up, like everyone on my team's like level 18, level 20, and we're facing level 30s. And I'm like, okay, this is fucking fair. They've got a full rune page, and none of us even, I'm the only one that even has one started. So it's bullshit to me. It pisses me off. It's like I can't do anything against these guys because my team's getting their shit kicked in. At 10, 15 minutes into the game, it should not be 0-7. Like, or, 2-7. The one game, I played a tank character, and we ended up being like, at the end of the game, it was 21-32. My team ended up winning somehow with 21 kills. So they had 11 more kills than we did. I had 17 of those 21 kills. I don't know how that happens, but some of these matchups are ridiculous. And then you go into ultra rapid fire, and it kind of levels it, because some people are used to, a lot of the better players, the level 30s, they're used to timing on things, or they built cooldown reduction into their rune page, or into their, or they run masteries specifically dedicated towards mana production or whatever. So when you go into ultra rapid fire, it's like, okay, everyone has to start from a clean slate. You have to make a page specifically for this, specifically for ultra rapid fire. You have to throw away everything you use normally, your typical builds of items, and start from scratch and try to figure out new combos, new ways to work it. And I feel like that levels the playing field for a lot of like lower level people. Plus, with adding a new format, it got people excited again, because it's like, okay, cool, I can get in there, I can play a quick game and get out. I can do whatever, and then because it's leveled, more people are going to play. So people are playing again, and it kind of revamped the interest in the game. So now if I go into matchup, I can actually get matched up with people my level.
Right.
I'm not going into fully competitive, all right, here's a bunch of level 30s and you.
Right. Because one of the biggest issues with gaming, with keeping your interest in a game, is one, it can become too stagnant, and you're not usually the same thing over and over again. It can become monotonous, or getting new people into the game is hard to do sometimes because of a late start, and everyone's already at a specific point in the game. They've already leveled up the characters and everything, and you are here low level, low experience. And with games that take a half an hour to an hour for you to even level up a little bit and even earn any experience.
You're going through
a
grind of like 100,000 matches to hit level 20.
Right. So like unless you dedicate all your time into it, you're never going to be able to catch up to your friends, kind of deal. And
I've had my account active for over a year now, and I'm still not level 30 on it. Then again, I take like a month hiatus here and there, but still,
right.
Like, I can't play with my friends because of that. Thank God someone gave me a level 30 account, and I can use that whenever I feel like, with actually, oddly enough, the same champs that I run normally. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got everything I need. That I also recommend anyone trying to level up quick, or anyone that's new to the game, take a week vacation from work, go to Walmart and buy that little $5 starter card. It gives you 5 champs, an extra skin for Master Yi, plus you get a 7-day XP boost and a 24-hour IP boost. So everything you play, you're getting double the IP, double the XP. So it's definitely really cool to have that. I think I leveled like 4 levels in 3 days with that. So I was really excited. It definitely helped a lot.
So it can help you catch up a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely gets things done a little easier. So if you're not shitty and you want to bump your level real quick, that's a great way to go. Right. Also, you can actually just buy the $25 RP card and just use the RP to buy XP boosts or whatever. So I like having that 7-day XP, 1-day IP, because I can literally use that to build up my IP over 24 hours so that I can buy new champs. That way I can play more competitively and have different champs to be a little bit more diverse. For example, when I first started playing, I picked up Garen as my first choice because he didn't run mana. And I was suggested, hey, he can be tanky, he can be aggressive, he's great. Unfortunately, that limited me to top lane, basically, or tank bottom lane, and I hated that. I don't like being solely health. I'm really bad at that. If I can't get in there and swing my sword, I'm pissed. So I was like, all right, well, we'll just kind of go with the flow, and I'll run Garen. Then I picked up a couple of other champs. I think Cho'Gath, because at the time he was actually one of the best champs in the game, one of the most difficult to play, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I like League of Legends Facebook page and their YouTube page or whatever, and I got Alistair for free. So I was like, all right, I'm running two of the most complicated champs and one of the simplest champs in the entire game. I can now run mid lane, I can run bot lane, I can run top lane. I bought that $5 starter. I'm like, all right, now I've got Annie, I've got Ryze, I've got Master Yi. So now I can jungle, top lane, bottom lane, mid lane. Like, it doesn't matter. I can bounce around wherever I want to go. And then I've bought a couple other champs since then. Volibear, obviously, because, I mean, he's basically Garen on steroids. His passive is phenomenal. I love Volibear's passive. If you drop below 33% health, it heals you up to 50% automatically, which is great, especially like early game. If, you know, you buy a defensive item or an offensive item, whatever, you're going into a lane, you now have more health to start with than your opponent. And when they come in and start attacking you, you literally have a little extra time before you have to book it, which gives you the opportunity to chase and possibly get first blood. That way you get a better gold bonus. You now have more experience in game, so you can level faster to start with in the game. And then you already have an advantage over your opponent. Then as you build health items, and late game, you can literally be the tank. You can stand in the middle of a team fight. They can hit you for 4,000 damage, and you're still at 2,500. So it's definitely not too shabby. Just make sure you watch when your passive pops so that you're not expecting it to pop later, because you do have to wait for a cooldown on that. But not an ultra rapid fire. No, you still have to wait because everyone's spells are still vamping just as quick. So the ratio on that is still, yeah. But hopefully you can build up Static Shiv real quick, then throw on a Warmogs and Sunfire Cape and all that crap, and just become indestructible. Just build your health up to like 6,000. You're golden. Another game, it wasn't really a game that was released around last week. Google Maps did their little Pokemon thing. I don't know if you saw
For
about
the
that
April
yet.
Fools,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the joke on that was. Probably the internship perspective.
Maybe.
I actually, it took me longer to figure out how the hell to update my damn Google Maps than it did to find all 150.
Yeah, I mean, this Google, they just kind of just do it to the fuck of it, to like, hey, let's give you guys something fun to do.
Yeah, but like the video for it was like, hey, if you collect all 150 Pokemon in the first 24 hours, we'll give you have an opportunity to win an internship and possibly job at Google. And I'm like, I think that's the joke.
That would probably be the joke.
I think that's the joke, because
that was probably the joke.
People were posting like lists online like 4 hours in to the thing. Like there was a list.
That's why they said 8
of where all of them were. And I'm like, all right, well, that kind of sucks, because it's like, all right, now anyone can literally have an opportunity at this as long as they know what Google is. So just Google Pokemon. Oh, look, here's a list of where they're at. I actually just kind of I went with a whole different route. I'm like, hey, what are good landmarks? Let's try Machu Picchu, Stonehenge. Let's just type in Japan. Go into Tokyo and just like look around. Sydney Opera House, Mount Everest, Eiffel Tower, shit like that. I just typed in random monuments, and there was Pokemon around all of them. So I ended up collecting all 150 basically that way. There was a couple that were a little harder to find, but after you've got like 100, you're fine. So
that's one way to do it.
But they only give you 48 hours total, and then they got rid of that thing, and I'm like,
Yeah, then you're sitting there going, man, I wish I could keep playing.
I know, like
put some more in there. Let me find those.
Yeah, throw in the full
Google Maps games.
Throw in the full 1,257 there are now or some shit.
Yeah,
I actually have no idea how many Pokemon there are anymore.
Oh god, probably well over like 450.
I know first gen was 150, and then they added Mewtwo or Mew. Mew. So 151. And then they added another 100 for the next set.
Yeah.
And then they added another 150, and then like another like 80, and then like another like 100. And so we got to be up to like we have to be up to at least 600 Pokemon.
I want to say like by after let's see, they came up with Gold and Silver.
That put us up to 252, I think.
Yeah. And then after that,
Ruby and Sapphire.
They had, I think that's where it came up to. At that point, there were 350 more than the original 150 at that point.
Okay, so we're talking about like 500 at this point.
Yeah.
And then we've introduced, since then there was Ruby and Sapphire, then there was Diamond and Pearl, and then there was Black and White. Well, Black and White 2 didn't really release any new Pokemon.
Jesus.
Well, they released a new legendary, or 2 new legendaries, rather. And then they released the newest set, X and Y, which
actually just recently hit 12 million, by the way. 12 million sales.
Yeah, that is a phenomenal game. It literally is a lot more of what I've always wanted in the Pokemon games. A lot more. The graphics are better. The combat sequence is better. I don't have to fucking go around hunting Pidgeys for EV training. I can literally just go into the game mode and play and boost that particular stat. So I can make my shit super quick. I can make it like a tank. I can make it, deal special fire damage. I can literally have a Charizard throwing out more attack damage than anything out there can defend. I can kill a Gyarados with a Charizard's Fire Blast.
I'm such an old hat when it comes to Pokemon. Like, besides red, blue, and yellow, I don't want any part of any of that. Like, Gold and Silver came out, and I was like, oh, sweet, new stuff. And then I was like, oh, hey, this has got overly complicated. This is not what I wanted from Pokemon in the first place.
One thing I did like is that you can get any of the Pokemon from the get-go. With Black and White, you had to beat the game and then go back, and you could find the other Pokemon. But you had to basically go through the game twice. And I'm like, well, that's boring because I got to do the same shit over again.
Right.
And then I just have to go out and hunt Pokemon. Like, I don't like that. So with X and Y, you can literally like walk into that first grass. You can catch a Pidgey or a Hoot or fucking whatever. You can catch you can catch all the different generations from the get-go, and except for legendaries, those you have to like find hidden. There is plenty of post-game stuff for you to do. So hey, I saved the world. Guess what? Still got to beat the Pokemon League. Beat the Pokemon League. Yay, I'm Pokemon League champion. Save the world again. Okay, cool. Save the world again. Oh, now I find out that this giant legend that everyone's been talking about is actually, this guy that I've been following around accidentally and keep seeing everywhere. He wants to fight me now. He's like 25,000 years old or some shit. All right. Beat him, and he's like, good game. Have fun, Enjoy your adventure. I'm going to go this way now. It's like, okay, where the fuck you going, dude?
Everybody's way too nonchalant when it comes to Pokemon.
Like, people are either super fucking mad, like,
yeah, they're like,
kids pissed, though.
I hate you, I want to fight you, and I'm going to beat your Pokemon, you're my rival, or like, I'm world domination through Pokemon, and or they're just like,
well, like,
I just want to have an interesting little Pokemon battle, or I just want to collect this.
Well, like the dude, you see, dude's like 8 feet tall or some shit, and you keep running into him, and it's just like, okay. And then after you see him, like, they start talking about this legend about this guy that named Oz or whatever, AZ, and he accidentally built this giant weapon. Well, he didn't accidentally build it. He built a huge thing that could absorb all the power from the Pokemon around it and kill them to resurrect another Pokemon. So
that doesn't seem very fair.
Like ultra. Well, someone killed his dude in a war. So like his partner, he got mad because he missed his partner. So he made this thing that killed everything around and brought his Pokemon back. But his Pokemon was pissed off because like, hey, you killed how many other Pokemon for me? Like, dude, that's not right. So it ran away. So then he wandered the earth trying to find it again because he was sad because he missed it. And then you keep running into him right at random places. And then you find out like more about this legend. And finally, like, you beat the Pokemon League and they're throwing this giant festival in your honor. And dude walks up like through the crowd, just like pushing everyone out of the way. Like, hey, I'm that dude. You.
This is what I'm talking about. Just like, this is a completely ridiculous, over the top thing that amuses the hell out of me.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get to more stuff like that. I know we talked about a lot about League. We're gonna talk a little bit more about Pokemon. Actually, there's some quite amusing things in League too. We're gonna talk about some of those and other things that amuse us here at Unlocked Radio after the break. You're listening to Unlocked Radio. We will be back in 10.
Something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
This is President Barack Obama, and you're listening to MSC Radio Network.
Oh, great. Not another Farmville request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Morning Show Central. Denying one Farmville request at a time. Call the show toll free. 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com. If you have a product or service, let people know about it. Get your message out there and advertise on MSC Radio Network. It's easier than you think, and the whole planet is listening. Find out how you can advertise. Email Chris at morningshowcentral.com.
MSC Radio Network has just tweeted the following. This bowel movement won't come out.
Check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/MSC Radio Network. With hundreds of live weather products and layers and thousands of combinations, Weather Studio provides a professional graphics and storm monitoring solution without complex user knowledge and without the industry standard price tag of $1,000 plus broadcast systems. Weather Studio displays a plethora of critical atmospheric and geophysical data on an interactive GIS-enabled computer map. Get your free 14-day trial of Weather Studio at their website, weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. That's weatherstudio.paulmarv.com.
I know. Oh my God, I know what we're gonna do. Oh, it's so delicious, I can almost taste it.
If you're looking for the best sub shop in town, look no further. Panini Subs, located at 7310 Lorraine Avenue, is the place for you. Stop in for a cold cut sub, cheeseburger and fries, wingdings and fries, and so much more.
I can almost taste it.
Panini Subs at 7310 Lorraine Avenue is open 24 hours a day. Check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/burrito crazy. And if you mention MSC Radio Network, you'll get $1 off your meal. It's all good at Panini Subs.
So damn good.
If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningshowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. User-friendly and ready to serve. MorningshowCentral.com. Lakewood Computer, located at 14035 Madison Avenue in Lakewood, has it all. If you're in need of computer repairs or want to cut the cost of ink cartridges and printing supplies, count on Lakewood Computer in Lakewood, Ohio to provide it all. For the past 5 years, Lakewood Computer has been providing you with a huge assortment of computer equipment and services at very competitive prices. Lakewood Computer purchases and sells pre-owned desktops, laptops, and related equipment, and they offer outstanding prices on aftermarket printing supplies, including toner cartridges and ink cartridges. With 29 years of professional experience, Lakewood Computer is highly confident in their ability to enhance your overall computing experience. Check them out online at joeslakewoodcomputer.com. That's joeslakewoodcomputer.com. Or give them a call toll-free, 855-580-0768. That's 855-580-0768.
Oh, wow. Language. Okay, he was PMSing.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. Yo, it's Woody. Now, I know a thing or two about women, and I want to help all the ladies out there take care of their men. Happy Endings Orgasmically Organic Massage Oil. Yeah, I said orgasmically organic, made right here in Cleveland. Now, no other product delivers this level of purity and performance. It's guaranteed to improve your overall experience and keeps that sensitive skin soft and smooth. Guys, don't be a tool. You're doing it anyway. Might as well do it right. Get your happy ending at happyendingsoil.com. That's happyendingsoil.com. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. morningshowcentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to guitarcenter.com.
With hundreds of live weather products and layers and thousands of combinations, Weather Studio provides a professional graphics and storm monitoring solution without complex user knowledge and without the industry standard price tag of $1,000 plus broadcast systems. Weather Studio displays a plethora of critical atmospheric and geophysical data on an interactive GIS-enabled computer map. Get your free 14-day trial of Weather Studio at their website, weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. That's weatherstudio.paulmarv.com.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
All right, we're back. And by the way, it's not plethora, it's plethora, apparently.
Plethora, yeah.
It's also not peripheral devices, they're peripheral devices. Just throwing that out there.
It's a speedometer.
Speedometer. It measures your speedo.
Does it now?
I guess me and my car have some beach time.
Yeah, freaking creeper car.
All right, you're telling me my speedometer says 80, so that's what size I need? I feel like that's wrong.
You got real fat real fast.
Well, shit.
Maybe that bacon shell taco didn't work out for you.
Wait, that exists?
Yeah, I saw it yesterday. Someone was like was holding up a taco. They're like, "Would you eat this?" And I was like, I was like, "That's a bacon taco, isn't it? Not bacon in the taco. The taco shell is made out of bacon."
I'd probably eat that.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would.
You're Jewish, so you're not allowed to have bacon. They're like sacred animals.
Everything nowadays, dude. Like any restaurant I went to this weekend for my girlfriend's birthday and everything else like that. Like going out to eat like 3 separate times, everything is like, oh hey, 90% of the menu is fucking bacon. God damn it.
Bacon, fried shit. Yeah, good luck taking a vegan out to eat.
Ugh.
Trust me, I tried that once. Big fucking mistake.
Yeah, well,
where do you want to go?
They're already they're the worst anyway when it comes to that. Like, oh, we gotta go to a freaking vegan-friendly restaurant. I'm like, dude, just eat some freaking meat. Like, I understand, like, it's my own choice to not eat bacon. I still go to a fucking place and with everybody else, and 90% of the menu is bacon. I was like, I got all these choices to make, but I don't go. Can we go somewhere that doesn't have bacon? Usually because there's nowhere that doesn't serve a shit ton of bacon.
Yeah,
unless you go to like a place, you even go to like the fresh food smoothies place or whatever, and they even have like a bacon smoothie.
Yeah. No, I asked the chick, I'm like, hey, where do you want to go out to eat? She's like, I don't care, anywhere's good. I'm like, all right, cool. We get to a place, and I'm like, all right, look at the menu. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm getting. I'm gonna get me a steak with some potato and bacon, and oh yeah, some fried foods as an appetizer. Oh, I'm set. I'm happy. I'm good. Give me like a pitcher of beer while I'm at it. Fuck it. She's like, I don't drink beer, and I don't eat fried foods or meat or non-gluten. I'm like, what the what?
Yeah.
What do you eat? She's like, well, sometimes salads.
Water. I eat water. Occasional
I
celery.
eat salads. I really like eggplant parmesan. I'm like, what the fuck do you get eggplant parmesan?
Right.
Next
the
time
parmesan, can't be vegan and eat parmesan.
Well, minus the cheese.
Right, yeah. Eggplant
like,
parmesan,
right.
No cheese. Like,
wait,
then it's not eggplant parmesan, dick.
You're telling me that you'll eat eggplant parmesan without the cheese, but you won't eat some fucking mozzarella sticks. Well, it's the cheese.
Mozzarella sticks without the mozzarella.
How about some deep fried mushrooms? No, that's fried foods. Bitch, eggplant parmesan's still breaded. They still deep fry that shit like 90% of the time.
Yeah, I don't get people in their awful eating habits.
More food related stuff. Taco Bell's breakfast. I haven't actually tried it yet, but when I rode through the drive-thru the other night at like 4:00 in the morning, I saw the menu and I was looking at it, I'm like, all right, this taco is actually a waffle with a sausage patty and scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I trust Taco Bell with eggs.
Yeah, there's a lot of places. Dude, I don't even trust Denny's with eggs, let alone Taco Bell.
I mean, IHOP's a different story, guys. IHOP you can trust. Waffle House is my shit.
Especially over at Steelyard.
Yeah.
You can trust all sorts of food over at Steelyard.
Dude,
especially
I won't
Applebee's and their wonderful customer service.
Dude, I won't go into Steelyard. I will not go to the Walmart down there because I'm afraid of catching something. That place is disgusting and dirty. The whole fucking valley should just catch fire.
Yeah, it's kind of an awful place to be. I had to go there last night, and it was just not fun.
Yeah, well, okay, never mind. I was going to say you could have called me, but no, you couldn't have.
Allegedly.
Allegedly?
Allegedly.
What are you saying allegedly? I've been there.
There's a reason it's so far down in that little valley is because we're hoping it'll drown at some point.
Yeah, when the river floods and catches fire again, right?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
What time does the river catch fire this week, guys? Thursday? 7? I'm not planning a terrorist attack, guys. I'm just saying that the river has caught fire, 3 times now? I'm just wondering if it's going to happen again. If it's going to happen again.
We'll go for a good diet. Pac-Man. Pac-Man's got a good diet.
Yeah, just listen to electronic music, hiding in your basement, and eat a lot of pills.
Yep. Dots, pills, ghosts. Eat that shit.
Yeah, eat fucking ghosts, because this pill makes them vulnerable to your mouth. What? They can grab my ass and I die, but if I eat this pill, then I can.
Look, all I know is Pac-Man hasn't gained or lost any weight. He's kept himself pretty damn steady in his entire career.
Dude, he looks the same as he did originally. I think he actually grew arms and legs, though.
Yeah, yes, he's round. Okay, so you can be like, oh, yeah, he's fat. Well, he's eating constantly.
It's a glandular disorder, guys.
His entire purpose is to eat, but he's not fluctuated in weight. So I'd say he's doing something right. He's keeping it there. He's at the shape he wants to be.
It's the fruits and vegetables he finds on the floor bouncing around.
Yeah, he even eats fruits and vegetables. He doesn't cry. He doesn't complain.
Deep fried pretzels. Yep.
Mario eating mushrooms.
To be fair, dude, if I was eating shrooms, I could probably throw fireballs too.
Yeah. And still think that wearing overalls is okay.
Yeah. Dude, if I'm eating shrooms, I'm not even wearing a shirt, dude. Fuck it. Take off the hat, take off the shirt, put on some overalls, start trying to jump into a toilet.
You're going to have some straw out of your mouth there?
I'm going to try to jump into the toilet, be like, hey, why am I not going down? Fuck. Let's try my neighbor's toilet. Just break into their house, jump in their toilet. What are you doing? Trying to go to Mario Land.
Yeah, that's because you like Harry Potter. You're trying to flush yourself down into the Ministry of Magic.
I gotta get... maybe.
Harry Potter's walking around there. He's like, hey, Mario, how's it going? How did you get here? He's like, I don't know, but my fireballs don't seem to be cutting it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, my neighbor comes home from work, just sees me standing in his toilet in a pair of overalls, some straw hanging out of my mouth. Why won't I go down? Who are you? Get out of my flusher.
Someone needs to lay off the moonshine.
Start running into run over and jump into his fireplace, start throwing Coke on the ground.
Wow.
Hogwarts, go.
How did Whitney Houston get into this?
Shit. It's not working. We'll always love you. All right. There's a reason my singing career ended, guys. It was actually because of smoking and the fact that I don't like singing.
Yeah, if you're actually a vocalist, you should get yourself an MRI on your throat if you smoke and just be absolutely horrified. The way your throat looks on an MRI is just awful if you're a smoker. And if you've ever been a lead singer in a band or done anything band wise or vocalist wise, you'll quit smoking pretty much immediately.
Run, freedom, run. Freedom, run away.
All right, now we were talking about League and stuff earlier.
Yeah.
We were talking about April Foolishness earlier and amusing things in games. Now, I know that League has quite a good amount of...
League does some crazy holiday shit, including different skins and the like.
I know a lot of their skins have done some good stuff, some amusing things. I know there was like some frat boy stuff going on. You'd have some drunkard things going on.
Corporate Mundo is one of my favorites. It's got a suitcase and a cell phone. Anyone who knows Mundo, typically really big dude, carries an axe, ripped up shirt, purple, looks kind of like Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, obviously. Big motherfucker, kind of scary. He actually uses his health to cast spells instead of mana. And he likes to throw things. Corporate Mundo, he's wearing a button-up dress shirt, looking kind of hulky, ripped up and shit. Got a suitcase and a cell phone. They did Rise dressed as Uncle Sam. They've done some pretty cool ones, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Jurassic Cho.
I remember there was one that was somebody wielding around some sort of animal, and then they reversed that in a skin.
Oh yeah, Annie, a little tiny like 5-year-old girl. She summons a giant teddy bear like demon teddy bear that attacks you. Have you seen my bear Tippers? Anyways, they're one of the alternate skins is actually the bear dressed as Annie, and she's dressed as a bear. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. They've got, like I said, they got a lot of really cool ones. None of them really coming to mind off the top of my head.
Yeah, there was the one that was like back in like the freaking like a couple of years ago. Had one with somebody that carried around like a big jug of some sort, and they turned it into like a frat boy, like chugging like a PBR and stuff like that. And
Yep.
Like stupid nuts, things of that nature. The flat bill hat and all that junk. Polo. I don't know. There's a lot of.
I think that one was actually one of the championship skins. I think it was Nunu, championship Nunu. He had like a giant cup.
It's possible.
I don't remember.
Certain things like that. We brought up Deadpool, which is that thing was entirely based on like comedy scripting and everything else like that. The new South Park Stick of Truth, which has gotten plenty of laughs on everyone that I know that's been playing it, said that it didn't die down. South Park humor works really well for the game. They keep going. Your character, you get to make your own character and everything.
I heard one of the races you can choose is a Jew.
Probably, yeah.
Yep. You can be like barbarian, mage, Jew.
Get extra experience for picking up spare change.
I just thought he held all the gold for the party.
Maybe. There's a lot of stuff with that. Like you create your character and create your own name and everything else. And as we all know, usually with most games that actually have voice acting with an RPG, when you create your own character, they have some generic name and everything to call you. Like they call you like the Arbiter, they call you the Arisen and Dragon's Dogma, things of that nature. They'll have certain nicknames or something for you. And of course, with South Park lore, they just call you douchebag.
Yep. Which makes me feel right at home because I feel like I'm hanging out with my actual friends.
Right.
What's up, douchebag?
Yeah, like you put it like what is your name, and you type in your name, and they're like did you mean to say douchebag? Like no, like no, my name is this, and they're like, oh, what's your name? Like, oh, so your name's douchebag? No, like all right, douchebag, welcome to the party. Like they just keep calling you douchebag all the time. And I think there's like certain other ones where they can pretty much like insult you in random things like shitbag, douchebag, like piece of shit, whatever. In particular South Park fashion, they're going to be vulgar with you and treat you like a piece of shit. And that, you'll expect that kind of thing. And it works out for that kind of comedy. You having to go through the sewers and you kind of hear Mr. Hanky in the background like, hey, like, what's going on? I got to help find his friends and save them, things of that nature. At one point, you're literally trying to raid. One of the dungeons that you raid is actually someone's asshole.
I also heard that the movie theater has like that Ben Affleck like fart episode in the background playing the entire time. I've heard nothing but incredibly funny shit out of this fucking game. I still have to play it. I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Same here.
However, there is some other news. Blast from the past, childhood shit. Anyone that knows SLC Punk, guess what? They're making a second one. Punk's not dead. Pretty excited about that.
Yep. Oh, one of our top 10s as far as movies are concerned.
Yeah.
Very good movie. A lot of good comedy in it. A lot of good serious stuff in it. Actually, a really good take on that group, that community, that genre, and everything. It isn't over the top. It isn't the stupid kind of like, oh, really? When a bunch of punk people doing stupid punk shit. It's like, well, yes, but they also had a reason for it, and they kind of
It didn't glorify punk. It explained punk.
Yeah.
And it showed you how people outgrow it, how it died allegedly, et cetera, et cetera. It really did it. It opened people's minds
to the mentality behind it.
Yeah.
The people who took it for the wrong reasons and how they died out and how that sort of thing ended up crushing it.
Which is funny because I actually first saw that movie when I was starting to come out of my punk phase. Yeah. And seeing that, it's like, you know what, man? I'm not selling out. I'm buying in, but at the same point, like, it helped me keep some punk alive in here. Like,
yeah, it helps you keep some of that mentality.
It won't die entirely. It's still in my heart. I still feel it. I still love it every day. But I understand now that functionality behind it doesn't quite place.
Yeah, there's plenty of times where anytime I rewatch that movie, I end up like of course, like taking a typical smoke break and everything afterwards. I'm sitting there every time I'm done with the movie. I'm sitting there going like, man, this really makes me think about a lot of things that are going on in my life right now and how things that I need to change.
Anytime my life starts to get a little rough, I'll watch that movie and I'll reinterpret some of the speeches in it.
Yeah, it definitely puts things into perspective. You're like, oh, there are some things that I'm doing right now that I'm really being dumb about.
And because of that movie, I cannot watch Scooby-Doo without laughing my fucking ass off because Matthew Lillard is a beast.
Yeah, there's that too.
I just can't help but think that the entire Scooby-Doo franchise is now just one acid trip from Steve-O.
Gaming wise, as far as Blast from the Past goes, it turns out much to my delight, they are making a new Strider video game.
Saw that.
And I am really, really fucking thrilled because after like anytime you play like Ninja Gaiden, one of the first things I'm thinking of is like, oh man, I wonder what they would do with the Strider game and new 3D and new games and new engines and everything. And now they're doing it, and I'm really happy about that. I also still haven't done anything with the new Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Which, again, that's another thing when I was playing, like, when you're playing Ninja Gaiden and going through all the different weapons and everything else like that, I was like, dude, this could be a really badass engine for, like, Ninja Turtles and everything. Not with, like, the teleporting and everything else, but, like, all right, I'm using the Falcon Talons. I'm like, I bet you this is how Splinter would fight. And, like, using the Lunar Staff, I'm like, Donatello right here. Like, you're using the nunchucks. It's like, okay, well, you're only using one of them, but I could definitely see Michelangelo doing some sweet stuff with this.
Definitely a lot of the newer Turtle stuff, I don't like the animation to it, but the storyline apparently is actually very, very good still. It sticks closer to the original series.
Yeah, but they go for that when the newest movie that they had, they kind of go for that kind of weird animation. I'm like, I don't really like that animation where they made the turtle skinnier, like
and they look like
with potatoes. A big head. Yeah, it's really it looks like anorexic, like Ethiopian.
Like when they took, like when Michelangelo took off his mask in the one trailer, I was like, he looks like a fucking potato. He seriously looks like a fucking potato with a shell. It pissed me off. So they got that new movie coming out. Good job, Michael Bay. You kind of pissed me off a little bit. I'll still give it a shot, and then I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna tell you guys what I think. But from what I've seen so far, Michael Bay Explosions has not let us down with the shit going boom.
Yeah. I guess.
Not entirely sure how ninjas fit into explosions, but...
well, according to Ninja Gaiden, they fit in real well.
That's Ninja Gaiden, though.
Yes,
that's a whole different story.
Yeah, that's Ryu Hayabusa, he's such a sweet ninja that he doesn't need to bother being an actual ninja. He doesn't need to worry about sneaking and stealth and anything.
He can kick your front door in, rape your wife, kill your daughter, and then just, go to your kitchen.
He's like,
and
you have rocket launchers and tanks and everything else. Like, well, I have these medieval weapons, and I'm still gonna kick your ass.
And I'm afraid the Turtles is kind of follow that, which is not how it's supposed to be. The Turtles were stealthy. They stuck to the shadows because they're fucking mutated turtles.
They still kind of did. They still fought crime like Foot Clan and everything else. They were kind of doing like the typical martial arts badass fighting groups of people and everything else. But they also, like with Ninja Turtles, you expect with new games, like people that do Left 4 Dead and certain Gears of War, things like that, you like the 4 players, like co-op kind of deal, which would be really nice to be able to use all 4 of them and have the Ninja Turtles go off and fight, but do that as a hack and slash instead of just a third-person shooter. Would be really nice to be able to do that. Instead of a third-person or first-person shooter, they actually being able to have a hack and slash game to go in with that. Having really nice mechanics, maybe even being able to come in and do like tag team abilities, kind of deal.
Well, that was actually part of the TMNT game that they had, along with the animated movie that they came out with a couple years ago. It actually went to theaters. I saw it in theaters. It was a great movie. Definitely did not let me down. Again, kind of disappointed with the way some of the animation was. However, it was a phenomenal story, and the animation wasn't bad enough for me to actually get mad. So I was okay with it.
I just don't like skinny Ninja Turtles. Let them be bulky. They're turtles. Well, it worked out in the movie, the first movie in the 80s.
Yeah.
And that was the giant, like 100-pound suits that they had to wear, and they were still able to flip around and do all these sweet martial arts things. You can't make a CG character do that?
Yeah. Well, the
humans could do that.
The newer animations, they've been getting smaller and smaller. The TMNT, they actually had the game that went along with it, and they had to find the 12 demon guys. And I'm like, all right, I actually like the storyline. It goes into, mythology. It goes into a lot of the things I liked.
And the Dimension X and everything.
Yeah. And it definitely was really cool. And the video game actually allowed combo attacks. Like, you always went in pairs of 2, so you could switch between the 2.
Yeah.
And, of course, obviously I'm picking Raphael or, Leonardo pretty much 90% of the time. If my options were Michelangelo or Donatello, I'd go Donnie. But, yeah, you could have combo attacks, which is epic. And also, Goonies 2 coming out soon.
Ooh, shit.
From around the same age as the Turtles. So, but don't forget to check us out, every week. We're here. Yeah, I really don't know the plugs.
UnlockedRadio.com. Get all of them there. Facebook.com/UnlockedRadio, Twitter.com/UnlockedRadio, morningshowcentralradionetwork.com, MSCRadioNetwork.com to check out all the shows, including High on Sports, which is coming right up next. We like to thank you guys all for listening. See you next week.